I just spent the last 2 hours navigating buses and stuff, just trying to get to the horse park. And it's just so frustrating because you get to a stop and then you check Naver Maps and it changes and then you have to walk to another bus stop and all that. So I've decided to just rent the scooter. The owner is out for lunch, so I'm just waiting for him to come back and then gonna head around. And so now I welcome you to Ma Park, one of the world's first horse theme parks, and one of the places that I really enjoyed my time at. Honestly, I didn't have that many high expectations coming to this place, but honestly, once I went through the entire process, I really enjoyed it. Like, I would highly recommend if you're going to Jeju to visit this place. If you're coming around this area or even Ocelok Tea Museum, make sure to come here. That show was really fun. Like, I genuinely didn't think that I didn't enjoy it. And it's not really all about horses, it's more about like the olden day horse stuff. It was really fun. Alright, on to the next place. So I found this cute little garden not too far away from Ma Park, but it's just like a very curated garden. So if you're struck with time, I'd probably skip this place. But it's a very romantic and a very chill spot to go. Hey, damn, I just arrived at Ocelot Tea Museum, and this is the toilet. Oh, damn, look at that. So if you're a fan of tea, this place is great for you. But honestly, if I had to pick between this branch and the one in Seoul, I would pick the one in Seoul just because of the convenience, I would say, but also the tea bar that they have as well. But if you want to take photos and roam in the tea fields, this is the place for you. But this next spot, I didn't even know about until I was just browsing the brochures at tourist centers, and it turned out to be one of my favorite spots, I would say. Personally, I would rank it above Team Labs in Japan just because it's just a bigger field, it's not as crowded, and it's just a bit more dynamic, I would say. But here's a little snippet of the entrance so you can judge for yourself. But honestly, I really like this place. Like, if you're an Australian, you might understand, but think of the botanical gardens, except it's all lit up like Vivid, but a lot better than Vivid, if that makes sense. Honestly though, I couldn't get too much footage of this place because this was one of the last stops, and I didn't charge my camera, to be honest, so it kind of ran out of batteries. But if you plan to visit this place, it's only open from 7 PM to 11 PM. This has been Jeju Day 1. It's been pretty cool. Well, technically Day 2 if you count arriving here, but time to find some food. Alright, matching. But yeah, really cool shots here. This recently opened as well. Alright, see you guys. Woo! So I think this is going to look way cooler on the Insta360, so I'm just going to use this running around here, so I'm going to put this away. But time to run. I don't know if you guys grew up watching Running Man or not, but I just enjoyed being a little kid here. Of course it would be a lot more fun with friends, but it's still a lot of mini games, I would say. Think of it like a giant arcade with one giant theme and collectibles and lots of challenges here. I'd highly recommend turning up here in something that you can move in, like activewear. Alright, so driving on the way home, I saw this monstrous thing and I decided to stop by, so we're gonna pop by Hello Kitty Land for a bit. So we'll see what it has. After going through here, I can safely say it's definitely for kids. But if you're a fan of Hello Kitty or a bit of the Sanrio kind of franchise, then this is an interesting spot to go to. Honestly, although I went for just laughs, I think it's a pretty good spot if you have a family, especially if you have any kids that like Hello Kitty.
Probably not. I'm gonna need water after this though.
The cake just tasted like normal cake. It cost me like $10. But I will probably not come back to this place just because I am not the target market, but maybe you guys are. Alright, so to start a new day, I noticed there was a special market in Jeju called the 5-day market that only opens on specific dates that end in the 2 or 7. But honestly, it's pretty similar to a lot of the other markets you see in Korea. It's a lot of street food, a lot of produce, and just people selling a lot of different things. So this next place is a little bit of a hidden gem, just because I couldn't find anything about it online and I only discovered it by driving by.
Drink my hot chocolate now and it feels good because it's actually warm. It's so cold outside, especially when you're driving a motorbike. Like gloves I have don't keep you warm at all. The hot chocolate's actually really good. I'm so glad I stopped by because I was literally driving by and I was really confused why there was like a door, piano, drum set in the middle of a field. But glad I stopped by.
Basically, what makes this place super cool is they just have so many props out in the field just for you to take photos of and just to play with. So this next place you see here is somewhere I saw in the brochures where every tree you see here is supposed to be a cherry blossom tree with canola flowers underneath. So I was unfortunate just because I came a bit too early. The buds haven't bloomed yet, but during spring this place is amazing. One of the things I noticed about Jeju was the amount of theme parks that they had. Like this one is a maze theme park. I saw so many. There was a glass theme park as well, but this one in particular was a pretty fun one, I would say. They said the average time it would take to get through the whole labyrinth of maze and all that stuff would be about 30 minutes to 40 minutes, but unfortunately I got a bit lost and I took about an hour. Pretty good value for $6, I would say. Now, we've just arrived at our next location, Ecoland. I don't know if you can read that, but Ecoland. Forest Train main station, so you can take a train around, you can walk around. It's a very, very big park, so...
Take a train ride just to see you. Ride for hours just to please you.
It was basically this giant theme park based around gardens and ecology, flowers, the whatnot. And I would say if you're going to Jeju, this is 100% where you should go and visit as well. It's a rose, lavender and green tea garden with no rose, lavender or green tea. But understandable though, because early spring, like winter just finished, so understandable that there's no flowers, but I'm sure that place looks really, really nice when there's actually flowers, so maybe come in the right season, but so far it's still fun. Especially if you want to take photos or just get away from the city. Like this place is like a giant curated area. There's just sections and sections and sections of different places to go and different things to see. If I had a house, I would actually buy these. So this next location is one of 3 famous waterfalls on Jeju Island, but it's the only waterfall that falls directly into the sea, making it one of the most interesting places I've been to. Just the landscape is so different from what I'm used to seeing. It's nice to see, but it's also nice to roll your ankle on all these different unstable rocks. The nice one about this is you can get up real close to the waterfall, whereas a lot of the other waterfalls I've seen in Jeju it's kind of landlocked. You can see from afar, but you can't get up close. And I don't know if you trust this or not, but there's a lot of ajumas around the area just selling fresh seafood. Like, it looks super fresh, but I don't know. So this is the first time I've ever been in a ravine, and I got to kind of walk around it. It's not a very long ravine, and it's quite safe. And only about 30 minutes from the previous location, so if you want some picturesque photos or just want to explore a ravine for the first time as well, this is a pretty good spot to visit and pop by. Like, it's pretty nice to be this immersed in nature, I would say. Jeju definitely delivers if you're looking for any nature spots or just want to retreat away from the city. The mountain is nice, the temple is nice, but we're not here for any of those, we're here for something else. And I can see it. Fields and fields of it. So it should be good. Cherry blossoms aren't the only thing to bloom during spring in Korea, so make sure to check out the canola flowers as well. So especially in Jeju, there's this thing where they just farm fields and fields. I don't know if you can see in the background, there's like another field there as well. Just fields and fields of canola flowers, so you can just run around the fields and take photos. These are all independently owned though, so you have to pay like $3 per person, so it's not too bad. But you get to go and take photos, which is really nice. And just around the corner is this black sand kind of walkway you can explore with more ajumas selling seafood. So if you're done with all the flowers, you can do this protected coastal walk. It'll cost you about $3 to get in, just so they can clean and maintain the area. But we're heading to one of the most memorable spots that I really enjoyed on Jeju, and I pretty much go every single time I go Jeju. And don't worry, this is the last thing on the list I did in Jeju. It's not something to do, but something to eat. It's abalone. Really, really good abalone. Just remember, don't get caught up and come on a Tuesday because it's closed on Tuesdays. But make sure to get here as early as you can and just have as much as you can. So I got the top two items here, abalone porridge and abalone stone pot. Like, you know it's a good spot when you see all the locals come in even before opening. But there's a lot of abalone places around Jeju. They're kind of famous for it, so don't be too focused on this one if you can't make it. It's this busy and the store hasn't even officially opened yet. Yeah, it opens in 2 minutes. This place is so popular. You guys have to try this. Legitimately, you just have to try this place. It's just so good. But that pretty much wraps up this episode. So thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. And we're going to head out of Jeju now, and we're gonna head to Busan. And we're gonna explore a bunch of places there. So see you guys next time, and take care.
그릇 안에 오막이 다 있는 거.